Welcome to another bite-sized edition of Earth Empaths.
Hey, good morning. Christine of Earth Empaths here, and I'm following Claudia's lead in recording EE Bitesize Podcast 2. There really is so much to share, so distilling it into a few minutes is such a beautiful move. A moment to sit in stillness and ponder a few words. It is with gratitude I share. That which is shared with me in spirit is of freedom and abundance. I have been writing the ways of my imagination these days, exploring newly uncovered freedom by allowing my inner visions to express in the outer, beyond the constraints of the imposed control paradigm. This is my art. This is flow. This is the true art of living that I want to express, and I want to express it in big capital letters, or even in this case, I'd like to yell it, but I don't. I'm knowing now as I do that the subtle word tickles and inspires. All the same, I want to dance with joy and shake those around me awake. For once awakened from the invisible bonds of slavery, you begin to experience life in its simplest form, its moment by moment, flow by flow, and the ability to hear your innermost self and express authentically emerges. We are experiencers of life, and within every human is a kernel that is waiting for you to discover. This kernel is your imagination, your unique self that is always pressing towards expression. An innate aspect of any creator being is to create. The crisis that humanity is collectively confronting, once viewed through the lens of the imagination, where everything is possible, it diminishes, and what appears to be an overshadowing reality becomes something knowable, foreseeable, and confrontable. You become aware of your participation, and in that field, you know you can change it with the flick of a wrist, the blink of an eye. With each breath, you are the change agent. There is power here in this field of creation, untapped potential to modulate the outer in miraculous ways. Though for the most part, folks are still too constrained by what they believe is possible. And so by continuing to engage with their captors, their televisions, their doctors who prescribe poisonous cures, their social memes of political correctness, their identification with something outside themselves they do not realize make real this potential. Here is where I get to the nitty-gritty, to the place where the rubber meets the road you are on. There is a system. It is planned and well developed, executed under your very nose, and dependent on you to keep it going. The how and the why of the system barely matter at this moment. We can figure that out later. What matters, what counts, what can change, what can set you free is disengaging from the system, and with its demands for more and more of you. Its demands to consume your children and your grandchildren as you continuously feed it by your consent. You are complicit. Not only complicit now in this day and age of free information, but guilty of keeping it going for your own egoic need for comfort. You choose the knowable because you are afraid of the unknown, afraid of your own power and the responsibility that comes with it. I'm not here to be judge nor jury on this simple statement of fact. It is a truth that ought to be blatantly obvious by now. Our world is dying. The stench of dead fish are washing up on our collective shores. The children of Palestine are watching their homes be bulldozed. The word is out there. Here I dare capitalize because the word is truth. And the doctors and big pharma are the third leading cause of death. No need to go on. If you are reading or hearing these words, you already know what I'm speaking about. Do you think government is going to change that? What are you expending your life energy on? Are you still watching the dog and pony show of Hillary and Trump, set in motion so that you won't do a damn thing? Buck, turn off your television screens. Don't you know by now that is the primary programming agent on the planet? Not just because what you hear, but the technologically induced subliminal messages are feeding your subconscious with obey the machine. It keeps your imagination in check, and it uses it to create the world just as it designed it, not suitable for human life. So why is the human imagination so powerful, such a sought-after commodity? Simple. Because when it is free, when it disengages from the machine hive mind it is plugged into, it will set us all free. There is a programmed consciousness, and then there is consciousness with a capital C, that is the deprogrammer and the debugger. The aspect of you that is real, and nothing could be more simple, more straight to the point. Yet we shy away. We turn a blind eye to this fact. We have been usurped and used to create a world torn with war consciousness and consumerism. To put it bluntly, eating our own tails again and again and again. So what does the imagination give us? It gives us the freedom to express as any artist knows. But beyond that, it gives us solutions and joy and knowledge that we are the creators of our world. For far too long, we have allowed other to rule over us, to use our divinely gifted capability to give life to something other than that life itself. I know, via my imagination, for example, that I am communing with an exponentially expanding number of souls who also know this. We are the workers of the unseen, birthing an earth that is celebratory, a world that, as John Lennon so famously sung, imagine there is no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Ah, now there is the crunch of it. While you sing along with John, your subconscious mind is still fed messages of deception. The greatest part of you is still operating via consent with the spoon-fed paradigm of war, governments, and the apparent inability to change. This is the why of the necessity of disengaging, unplugging, the necessity of time alone in uncomfortable silence until the perceptual doors open to the inner scape of you. That door, once opened and walked through, can never be closed. And all the technology can't lure you back to slavery, to be food for something else's agenda. Every answer is already manifest. The technology to travel through stargates, the ability to clean our seas and river, the simplicity of anti-gravitational devices, free energy, free healing, organic and abundant food, and human dignity are already here, and yet we suppress them. Why? This is the question of questions that each aware and awakening soul will answer individually and finally. So as Claudia so beautifully ended her bite-sized podcast, I will state the same. Love is a state of being, not a contrived emotion to be consumed. We are the genesis of love. The becoming in perpetual flows from here. I know I write with and speak in hyperbole. It is necessary, for if we do not sacrifice our diminished and self-aggrandized egoic self on the highest altar of love, of truth, of beauty, we will remain in the system doing its bidding. Our choice, the one choice that presents, is that anything less, in my humble opinion, is folly. And that choice implicates us to act upon our convictions. It is easy once you try. It is stepping into the deep channel of universal flow, that knows beyond your doubt that life proceeds from abundance and love. Stop, go. And that choice implicates us to act upon our convictions. It is easy once you try. It is stepping into the deep channel of a universal flow that knows beyond your doubt that life proceeds from abundance and love.